Pecha Kucha 27, Mr. Bingo and Spot Cards. So, where should I begin? I have just wasted £20 sending in my DNA debrief because they didn't factor in VAT, so it wasn't 15. And then I decided to spend £20 on something maybe worth £20. Mr. Bingo is an artist who put together a massive book of postcards that are very, very rude. He made a Kickstarter video that was a rap that was a good rap with a video that looked like it had high production value, or at least the camera was good. So this is the foil blocked front cover of this book that's like 2 inches thick, full of just postcards that say mean things to people who asked him to send them postcards that said mean things. It's crass, it's juvenile, and that's why I love it. It's also kind of meticulously well done. So, this is an atypical spread. The front of the postcard on the left, and then on the back, got the person who's got their customized insult sent to them. They tend to be quite crass in terms of what he says, but like the artistic way in which he says them is, I'm sure it's always appreciated. From the sort of handwritten typography to illustrative up yours hands in places you wouldn't expect to see them. This this is the kind of thing I like to spend my money on when given a choice. In fact, no, it isn't. This is an art book. Why am I buying art books? Because it's not my money. Thank you, university. And the reason I know about this is because staff brought it up. But they seemed to bring it up in a context that kind of undermined the quality and the message, which is indicative of my course in general, isn't it? So when I work, I listen to music. Sometimes that music is too good and it stops me working. A few pieces of David Bowie's 70s and 80s stuff, things like Space Oddity and Life on Mars. Every time I have to sing along, it's a bit of a problem. These, you get pulled into things on YouTube. So I'm looking at soundtracks, and then the old classic Western stuff comes up. So Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, stuff like that. Ennio Morricone does very good work. I don't know if people really give enough credit to the soundtracks of movies. The harmonica theme from Once Upon a Time in the West is outrageously powerful. And when you factor in that it's like a key plot point, so you hear it all throughout the film, and then when you know what it means, it's like, oh, this is even more serious. It's not just good music; it has weight behind it too. Another thing stopping me doing work was I got sucked into looking at Star Trek memes. I am a fan of the series. I'm a massive fan of Patrick Stewart. It was inevitable, him in the face palm, him with the handout, that stuff would stop me dead in my tracks. I love the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. I really want to do it with some people I know, just chat, record it, put it on YouTube, make a few pennies here and there. But Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan just having a 2-3 hour conversation, highly entertaining. It's just wonderful all round. Something I'm doing with graphic is Spot Cards, a British designer who predominantly makes furniture, decided to put some cards out that have like perforated circles in them, and then you cut them out, you push them out, and then make designs that you then send to your friends. So it's kind of like customizable cards. He wanted to do this, couldn't find anything, so he decided to make some himself. The competition is to get graphic readers or viewers to do their own cards using a little PDF circle thing to simulate the cards, and then they send them in, and the winner gets free stuff. I see this, the text message thing, and I think, oh, now I'm kind of lukewarm on this. And of course, you don't send 3 cards to one person for the same thing, do you? Like, what's that all about? I mean, these things are a little bit art objects, but since I'm organising the competition, and I've got the PDF before the competition's gone live, I thought I'd faff around and do some. So, inspired by David Bowie, Space Odyssey, this is an attempt to show a spaceship leaving Earth going to the moon. Because of the layout of the dots, it kind of restricts you in how you can create images. You can do vertical lines, but you can't do horizontal ones. This is my attempt to draw Mr. Pickles. Because there's only so many circles, I couldn't give him like the full round eyes. You can't see his ears. But then, these are like cards. They're kind of not for people who can draw. Optimus Prime here, um, if you'll take my word for it. These images are all a little bit difficult to read. They'd be a lot easier to read like with the perforated card, but I'm certainly not going to go buy these cards, because if I wanted to send someone something cool, I would just draw it, or do what I did here, just take it straight off Google. So FMP, final project of the entire course. I'm trying to explain what I want to do, and it's constantly a case of being told, not there, there. I want to do the thing in the chair, and I'm being told to sit in the vase on the table. It's doing my head in a little bit. I want to do 2D stuff, predominantly digital, and I'm doing some kind of exhibition in a 3D space because it's a good idea, but really I need a budget, manpower, and most importantly to actually want to do it, which I really, really don't. Alas, alas. Yeah, so what do I have to do next week? Basically, Jackie Chan confusion face, there'll be a lot of that. Picard face palms, there'll be tons of that. And then I will just have to sit on that vase, on that table, because that's what I've been asked to do, and that's how I get the grade. To stay sane, of course, I'll need to get on with Holy Crapola and Onikage tennis, do what I want to do, as I want to do it. And that brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 27. I will see you next time.